Hey, I wanted to do a quick video for those teachers that are actually out utilizing the DonorsChoose platform to bring awareness to their projects. And I want to implore you to stop doing something that could be hurting your credibility or potentially damaging your ability to get your project funded. So for those of you that may not know what DonorsChoose is a platform that brings awareness. A teacher can put up a project that they're doing for the classroom or a fundraising event for their school, and they can bring awareness to that project by putting it on this platform. And people make donations, and a lot of the teachers are utilizing the social platforms like Twitter and others to promote their DonorsChoose projects. And I've got to be honest, the positive upside of DonorsChoose for me is I've met amazing teachers. I've amassed a list of over 125 teachers that I communicate with regularly, many of which have been so instrumental in actually promoting my concept of the ripple to their students and helping them understand the impact of treating each other with fairness, kindness, and to stop bullying. And I'm very, very grateful. But then there's a subset of teachers that I don't think quite understand the harm that they're potentially doing to their projects and how they're really wearing some people out. I've actually donated to a good number of projects over the past 3 years, and because of that I also do a lot by way of supporting and promoting projects that I think are by teachers that I have a relationship with, that I have a good understanding of what they're doing and how they're doing it, know that the projects are really, really well thought out and that the kids could really use a helping hand. So I'll like it or I'll retweet it on Twitter, and I love doing that. The problem is that a lot of other teachers follow what other teachers are doing successfully with their campaign, and then they try and emulate it. They'll either follow me as an individual and then immediately come to me and ask for me to like their project or to retweet their project. And that's where the problem is. The problem is that you don't have credibility yet established with that person to be able to ask for a favor. I know in your haste there's absolutely no ill intent for you to do this, because you see somebody out there that's promoting DonorsChoose in general, and you want to be able to leverage some of that momentum potentially for your own project. Except the problem is you're wearing people out like me. And the real challenge that you run into is that you end up causing yourself some credibility issues, because it really becomes a challenge when my Twitter inbox fills up with requests for teachers that all of them have great projects, all of them I would love to help, but many of them haven't actually taken the time to establish a relationship with me, don't even know what I'm about, and yet they're asking for a favor. So I wanted to share this video because I think teachers need to go about, as they look towards the new school year, their fundraising efforts a little bit differently. Number one, I think you need to establish credibility with the person that you're going to ask a favor from. And it is a favor, right? When you're asking somebody to use their social credit, that is a pretty significant thing for someone that utilizes that social credit to promote their own business or their own brand. So there is a big ask there that you may not realize. And so asking somebody, you have to have the credibility in order to do it. And you can't keep coming back to that well. The reality is, if that particular individual likes you and follows you, they're likely going to see your promotion of your project out there anyway through the public tweets that you put out for DonorsChoose, and they're going to promote that on their own, which is even the best kind of thing for you, because now you know that there's a little bit of social momentum behind that. The challenge that you run into is that if you are asking for favors or continually coming back to the well looking for a donation, it really wears people out. So I had a number of people early on that were really watching what I was doing with DonorsChoose, paying attention to the projects I was donating to and promoting socially, and so they started doing the same. And the challenge was several of those teachers continued to come back to that well, and it wore every single one of them out. I've watched, I paid attention, and I asked a lot of questions as to how many of those folks are continuing to donate to DonorsChoose. And there's almost a visceral response about how overwhelming the requests became. So as a teacher, I know you have a lot on your plate. I know you don't have tons of time to spend going out and building the social networks that you really would like to have. I know that is a challenge for every single one of you, but it's important that you find the time. Find a little bit of 15-20 minutes a week to build the right relationships, the right connections before you ask for the favor. And I bet you will find that your DonorsChoose projects will be more successfully promoted, more successfully followed, and more successfully donated. So this is just my opinion. This is hopefully a video that doesn't upset or offend anybody, because that's not my intent. But I've watched, I've paid attention, I've kind of held my tongue for a little bit too long. And now as I begin to look at ways that I can try and contribute in a positive ripple to anyone out there that's a teacher, this is one way that I think I could do it. So wanted to share that with you. I hope you are okay with me sharing it in this format. But it's important to me because I know all of you are working your butts off to create positive ripples for our youth. Every single one of you has a project that's worth funding, no doubt. Let's just make sure that we're appropriately going about trying to build the credibility to get it fundraised by the right people at the right time with the right motivation. So until next time, I hope you all have a fantastic summer and ripple on.